Hello, this is question 3 on your 2020 paper 2 from OCR, the AES paper. And you have to solve this equation, which is a trigonometric equation between 0 and 180 degrees. So we have sine squared, tan squared. Our first probably option would be changing tan by sine divided by cos and eliminate denominators to see what happens. So that's what I'm going to try. So I'm going to write 4 sine square theta is going to be equal to sine square theta divided by cos square theta. And now I'm going to multiply everything by cos squared. So I have 4 sine square theta cos square theta equal to sine squared theta. Now we have sine square here and sine square here. It's very tempted to cancel it, but you have to be very careful when you cancel something that has a variable. So if you have a number 4 and 4, you can cancel. But if it has the variable like s or theta, you have to be careful because one solution to this equation would be if sine theta is 0. So if you cancel that, you are going to forget about that solution. So you have to be careful. If you cancel, check if this can be 0. Because when sine 0 is 0, this equation is true. Yeah. So I can cancel, but then I have to write that sine theta can be 0. Another way of thinking is I'm going to move everything to the left-hand side, and I'm going to factorize. And then you're going to see why this is happening. So if I get sine squared outside, I have 4 cos square theta minus 1 equal to 0. And here is clear that sine theta can be 0 or this bracket can be 0. Yeah, so is either way, if you cancel, please remember that sine theta can be 0. And when I cancel, I would have 4 cos squared equal to 1, which means cos square theta is going to be 1/4, which means cos theta is going to be plus or minus 1/2. So I have like 3 possibilities: sine theta equal to 0, cos theta equals to 1/2, and cos theta equals to minus 1/2. Sine theta equals 0 gives me 2 solutions in this interval, yeah, in the 0, 180. Theta can be 0 and theta can be 180 degrees. Yeah, and be careful because in this case it's included the equal, but some questions it won't. So these answers wouldn't be in the interval. Yeah, then cos theta equals 1/2 gives me theta equals 60 degrees in that interval, and cos theta equals minus 1/2 give me theta equal 120 degrees. Yeah, so these are my 4 solutions: this, and this, and that's all in this part of the question. Then I have to prove this identity. Remember, with identities, I'm not going to move things right to left, so I'm not going to multiply, for example, this 1 minus cos. I'm going to work with the left-hand side until I get the right one, or with the right-hand side until I get the left one. In this case, I'm going to work with the left hand because I cannot do much with the right. So, for example, we can substitute the sine squared by 1 minus cos squared. So I'm going to write, instead of sine squared, I'm going to write cos squared, 1 minus cos squared. And then I have minus 1 plus cos, minus 1 plus cos, and in the denominator I have 1 minus cos, and I want to prove that is equal to cos. So 1 minus cos. 1 minus cos. These 2 are gone, and I can factorize the cos outside. So I have cos is going to be minus cos plus 1 divided by 1 minus cos. And now you can see very easily that minus cos plus 1 or 1 minus cos is the same. So I have cos theta. This is an identity, so we should write the 3 lines. Yeah, and that's all with this question. So sometimes the identities are more difficult to prove. This one was quite easy.